What is up, tube users? I'm the Stereotypical Gamer, and welcome back to another fantastically fun games for under $15. Today, we are talking about probably one of the greatest games of all time, and such a great game for such a great price right now, and that is Left 4 Dead 2. Man, Valve just really knows how to make fantastic sequels to such brilliant games. I think just every sequel that Valve has come up with, Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead 2, Team Fortress 2, every single sequel game that they have has just been so much better than the original, and the original games are so good. I don't really remember much of Left 4 Dead 1, but I know it had the same kind of basic formula of gameplay that Left 4 Dead 2 has, and I just absolutely love the gameplay formula for it and just how replayable and fun the missions are to go through. And I think it's interesting to look at why this game is so fun and replayable, because the basic gameplay loop is pretty simplistic. You know, it's just getting from point A to point B and trying to survive through different waves of zombies and stuff like that. And you'll find different special zombies at different points in the missions, and you'll find different weaponry and stuff, but there's not a lot of variety, and you'll replaying the missions a lot because there's not a lot of different missions, at least in the base game. But just the variety that is there, and just kind of the encounters of zombies that you'll come across, and just kind of the overall gameplay of things is still really good at its heart. And even though this game is almost 20 years old at this point, it still holds up incredibly well. And I still think to this day that Left 4 Dead 2 has some of the best zombie AI mechanics in gaming. I know there hasn't been a lot of variety in zombie AI over the years, but just the way that they kind of sprint at you and go in like a zigzag fashion, they're not just like going in a straight line towards you, it really makes it feel kind of realistic in a way. I feel like games like Call of Duty Zombies, where they're just like slowly walking towards you, doesn't really feel like these are like infected humans. I feel like how they're done in this game makes it feel a little bit more realistic. And I really like how the campaign is split up into different acts and the overall pacing of the missions in those acts. So basically the gameplay is kind of told through a movie, as it were, and each mission plays as an act in the movie. And I really like how the transition between each act, you have a loading screen that loads into the next level, but you see these stats from your previous mission. You like see the like overall zombie kills, special kills, and things like that, so you have something to digest while things are loading. And then at the kind of like end credit scene, you see the overall stats for the entire act itself. It's really cool, and I like how you have like these different things to digest while things are loading in the background. And I don't think there's another game out there that I actively look for a shotgun to use. I typically just try and avoid shotguns in first-person shooters because I normally just don't like them, but in Left 4 Dead 2, the shotguns in this game are so good, and they just feel so fun to use and so powerful, and I just love it. And honestly, I can't think of many games that have such a fun PvE mode, but also a really fun PvP mode. I think the Zombies versus Humans game mode in PvP for Left 4 Dead 2 is so fun, and I wish other games that had a similar gameplay style to Left 4 Dead 2 had a similar PvP style that Left 4 Dead 2 has. And it's just such a really cool take on PvP in first-person shooters in general, because basically how it works is you play through the missions like you do in the normal PvE as humans, but then any of the special zombies you come across are actual players playing as those zombies, and each one of these special zombies has like different unique abilities, and so being able to use those as a player and just being able to wreck other players as zombies is just a really cool idea, and I just wish more games had that kind of unique PvP mode. But even though this game still holds up incredibly well, I think there are some bad aspects to the game, so let's go over some of those. One of my biggest issues with this game is the AI teammates. I don't know if there's a way to disable them when playing solo, and I don't necessarily mind them just because I like the character banter that happens between the different characters in the missions, but the AI teammates in this game just feel like more of a hindrance than they are helpful to me in any given situation. They get stuck on things, and then like at the end of the rounds when you have to get to the safe house, everyone has to get inside, and sometimes an AI will get stuck outside and you can't close the door, and so you're just kind of screwed. And I've had sometimes just wipe because of how bad the AI is overall, and it's just really frustrating because they're supposed to be helpful, right? They're supposed to be your teammates in a sense, but they just become more of a hindrance. While I do love the variety of different special zombies in this game, I absolutely hate the tank zombies, and especially at higher difficulties, the tank zombies in this game are just complete bullet sponges, and they are so unfun to go up against. It's just pumping so many bullets into them just for them not to die. I feel like I can waste my entire ammunition supply on a tank zombie at a higher difficulty and it still won't go down. It just is incredibly frustrating to not like have an idea of the health of these mobs, especially when they have such high health pools. The only other thing that I would say is a small downside of this game is the overall gunplay is a bit boring. It doesn't hold up quite well by today's standards, and I think the melee weapons in this game are also pretty boring to use, but I think the mechanic of staggering enemies with your right click is makes the entire kind of first person shooter aspect of this game and how gameplay works overall really fun and really unique. And yeah, I think by far the good outweighs the bad in this game, and especially for the price point it's at right now. I think Left 4 Dead 2 is on sale for only $1. It is an absolute steal and a must-have for that price. And even for its original price of $10, it is still a great game with a lot of replayability in it. And I just love how fun and simplistic the gameplay is in this game. There's not a whole lot, but then once you get into the harder difficulties and what you have to do in terms of gameplay and in terms of mechanics, it does really start to scale up, and I really enjoy that there is difficulty while still being simplistic overall. Like, because there isn't like a crafting system or like a power leveling scheme to this game, it really comes down to just the gameplay mechanics and completing higher difficulties, and I really enjoy that. And while I think that there are other games out there that have taken the cooperative gameplay formula that Left 4 Dead 2 has and done it better, I don't think that there is any game out there that has done the PvP and PvE formula that Left 4 Dead 2 has and perfected it. While I don't remember much of Left 4 Dead 1, I think just what overall Left 4 Dead 2 adds and just the kind of overall support that this game has in terms of mods and workshop items and stuff like that, it just makes Left 4 Dead 1 feel just inferior. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment any other fantastically fun games for under $15 that you know of, and I'll definitely check them out. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.